this is going to be part 3 of the roll cage install, the Team Z roll cage install. So right now we're at the point where the last video we had we got the down bars all mocked up, we got the main hoop mocked up, and we had to shave some of the bottom of the main hoop at an angle so we can get that nice 3-degree layback, and then also have it sit flush on the 6x6 plates. So that's what I'm doing now. But one thing you want to remember is you got to get all this seam sealer, okay? This seam sealer that's on these cars, it's really soft. It's not like the sound deadening, this stuff here. Okay, it's much softer, so you can just get like a chisel and get all that off. So the 6x6 plates go here, and I want to get those tacked in before we do the finish mock-up of the main hoop, because I went ahead and shaved down the main hoop a little bit. I'll show you guys that. So I marked the front and the back, and then you can see I put like a slight chamfer on it, you know, going that way. So I did that on both sides. You see that? Just so I can get that layback, that 3-degree layback. I kind of guessed at it, so we'll see how it fits once I get it in there. So let me go ahead and get this cleaned up. I've been using this wire wheel here. It works really good on my drill, and basically just cleaning up the paint. That gives you a nice like surface to weld to, and it's really quick too, so I recommend that. I bought 2 of these. One is shaped like this and the other is shaped like a disc, so just to get into like tight areas. But yeah, I'm going to use that to take the paint off, and that's where I'll be able to tack the 6x6 plate in. Okay, so another thing I do is I've been on these seams here. They do kind of stick up a little bit. Like if you look over here, this seam, it sticks up. So what I've been doing is I've been tapping it down where the plates can go. So right here, just kind of folding it over so that the plate come in here and sit a little bit flatter, you know. Otherwise it kind of kicks it up in the back there if you don't pound that down. I did that over there too. So yeah, we're almost ready to tack it in here, and then bring the main hoop over. Okay, so I've been taking my time with grinding the bottom of this tube to sit flat. So you got to really take your time on that. It's a little tedious because you got to take it in and out, and make sure you have yourself an angle grinder with like a 40 grit wheel, 80 grit wheel, whatever. And that way you could take a little off at a time, and you actually have to take a little bit off the back, because this tube actually comes in at like an angle like this, if that makes sense. It kind of goes around and then bows and then comes back in just a touch, not much, but just enough to where you need to grind the outside of the tube a little bit in order for it to sit flush. Okay. One thing I can tell you is with TIG welding, fitment is everything. If it fits really good, it's easy to TIG weld. If it doesn't fit good, it's awful to TIG weld, because it'll blow holes, it'll heat up one side rather than the other. It's a mess. So fitment is very important, and being clean too. Okay, so I know I keep showing this, but this is like the most important part, is measuring, fitting, making sure that everything's the same. So I have an inch of space there, inch of space there. We're at 87 degrees here, 87 degrees here, equal distance here, like just measure, and that way, you know, when you put your first tack in and get it all set, it's in the right spot. So yeah, so I think I'm ready to start tacking. I ground everything down so that it's clean. This actually, it looks like it's up, but I can push it down from the top, and it makes it nice and flush there. It's just my little clamp that I have here. It's kind of holding it up a little bit. So when I tack it, I'm just gonna pull down on it. Same with over here too. So yeah, I mean, so let me get a few tacks on it, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so we got it tacked in all the spaces we need, all the spots we need to. We got a tack there, a tack there, tack there, tack there, there, and there. And everything's pretty good. I'm a little off on my degree, 86.8 where it's supposed to be 87, and over here is about the same. So I'm off just slightly, but I don't think that's a big deal. So now that we have this tacked, what I want to do now is go ahead and put in the front 6x6 plates, and also the get the A-pillar bars mocked up. So that'll be the next thing. So hopefully this will, with just those little tacks, will stay nice and solid for now. It's a little bit, you know, it feels a little loose, but that's actually good. That way it gives us a little bit of adjustment if need be. But like I said in, I think it was the last video, maybe it was this video, I can't adjust it much because of this bar that Team Z, you know, designed for this particular car. You can't adjust it much, because if you were to adjust this anymore, one way or the other, it would move it off of that bar. So this is already all pre-bent, so you pretty much have to go with it. So, okay, so we got the 6x6 plates tacked in here and here in the front, and I went ahead also and just put the A-pillar bar in, okay, and went ahead and just tacked that right here. That's where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be in line with this bar, okay? So I just tacked that on both sides. So it's still really, I can move it all around. It's no, like nothing major. So next thing will be is to see if the dash bar will go in and kind of push this way to get it to be where it wants to stay. And this will locate where it wants to locate. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. Put that bar in, and then go ahead and see if everything fits there. I've already test fit the seat back bar. That fits really good, and I went ahead and grinded away a place where I can tack that as well. So yeah, let me get the dash bar kind of mocked up and put in there, and then we'll go and start messing with the door bars and the rocker bar. Okay, so this is where the dash bar goes. Okay, it goes right above this mount for the steering column. It's almost touching it. So if you're installing this cage, that's where it has to go. It's very, very tight. I used the ratchet strap here to kind of hold this in place, and I got it level right there. So that's pretty much where it's gonna go. So I'm gonna take it back out to, you know, kind of like dress up the area, you know, clean it up so I can weld to it. But I want to go ahead and mark it first. So what I use a Sharpie, and it just helps me know where to grind away for welding, and also helps me put it back where I need to put it once we get it set. Oops. There. Okay. So yeah, we got a pretty good idea of where it's gonna go. So once I get that ground away, I'll go ahead and see if I can get the rocker bar in. I know I have to cut this off. I believe it intersects with the rocker bar. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. I already cut this one off. And yeah, that'll make it easier to install that rocker bar. So let me do that and get the door bar in, and that's pretty much it, except for the halo bar, you know, the one above your head. That's pretty much it. The last thing is going to be doing the little kickers that come off the main hoop over to in this area here where the subframe connectors go, and I can do that completely afterwards. That doesn't even need to, I don't need to really mock that up. I can do that after. So yeah, let me do that, and we'll come back, and making good progress here. Everything fits really good. Just make sure these bars line up. You know, I guess they designed it that way for, you know, if you ever take a hit, the force gets transferred through this bar and then into this bar. You don't want it offset. Otherwise it wouldn't be as strong, you know, it could twist or whatever. So yeah, this cage is going together pretty easy, especially for a beginner. So I'll be back. So this video here might be getting a little long, so we may cut this one here. So I just want to go over a couple things really quickly. If you're okay, so I got pretty much all the bars in, except for the subframe kickers. Okay. So everything is pretty much in. Now, the dash bar is tacked in. The header bar is tacked in. The halo bar, or the windshield bar you call it, that's tacked in. These are not tacked in. This is just sitting here for right now. So keep in mind, okay, Team Z marks the A-pillar bars at the bottom where you need to cut them in order to either use the through floor subframe connectors or the 6x6 plates. Okay, so I did make a mistake and I cut it a little bit short. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little gap up underneath. When I put the rocker bars in, it opened up the A-pillar bar and it kind of lifted it up off of the plate. So I'm gonna have to ratchet strap that down. Now, what happened is that's not a big deal, you know, that little 1/8 of an inch or whatever, as far as the way the cage looks. You know, it still fits really good and tight. You know, it doesn't matter in that regard. Where it does matter is this bracket, okay, that is behind this bar, it's at like an angle. So when I push the entire front of the cage down that 1/8 of an inch, it hits that little bracket. It hits this bracket right here. So now that bracket I'm not gonna be able to use it. I'm gonna have to fab something up, which is actually not a bad thing, but I'm just letting you guys know so that you don't make the same mistake. You're gonna wanna, this gap here, you're gonna wanna creep up on it. I cut too much off in the beginning. And I needed to, you know, I need an 1/8 inch longer than what it is. But like I said, no big deal for me, because I think what I'm gonna do is, instead of using this bracket, I'm gonna come off of the dash bar, okay, with a piece of tubing, and then weld a nut on it and have that hold the column in, okay? Instead of using all this bracketry, it's basically, it'll be better. I mean, it'll be hooked to the actual cage. So yeah, just to be a small tube come off of there with a nut. So, and that gives me a lot more clearance. You see, I have no problems now with clearance on that. It's just that this here is going to interfere now. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys my mistake, and so that you don't make the same mistake on that. Although it's not turning out to be a big deal or anything like that. So yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. The next one, we'll be finishing it up. Okay, we'll be finishing it, welding all of it. Like I said, right now, it's just a few tacks up in there, the windshield bar and the dash bar. It's just tacked in. So the next video will be finishing tacking in the rocker and door bars and the subframe kickers. Okay, and that's gonna do it. So yeah, like I said, this video is getting long, so that's gonna do it for this one. And hope you guys enjoy and subscribe to get the next video. And that's it. I'll check you next time.